got Michael Jordon bringing in over $80 million a year. I've got Shaquille O'Neal showing up on a list of athletes who still make lots of cash after retirement. I've got less hair today than I did yesterday. Really, I do. In fact, one of my kids is conducting a hair loss watch. It's like one of those storm watches you see on the local news. Instead, it's hair loss 2014. And I've got a Bobby Bonilla sighting. No, Mets fans, it's not a comeback. Welcome to the Nightly Sports Update Desk. I'm Dave Dabbah, and I want to talk sports with you, North America. But this evening we begin with a very interesting headline I saw late last night on the Bleacher Report. The headline read, 16 former athletes who are still cashing in. Now look, since I live on the West Coast, I thought it was an article about former Oakland Athletics who are still making money. I was like, wow, they're 16. Anyways, I clicked on the link expecting to see Reggie Jackson, but no, it wasn't Mr. October and March. It was Air Jordon. I mean, he's everywhere. For a split second, I wondered, did Jordon actually get traded from the White Sox organization at some point and have a short stint in the A's organization? I know, ridiculous, right? The article was talking about former athletes from other sports that continue to cash in after they've retired. By the way, no actual Oakland Athletics were harmed in the writing of this story. Or actually showed up on the list. Shocking, I know. So who is on the list? Let's start with the usual suspects, the people who we would expect to be, aka the real superstars, the athletes that would not be invited to a remake of Battle of the Network Stars because they are too big. To the list we go. Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal, Jack Nicklaus, Arnold Palmer, Wayne Gretzky, Bend It Like Beckham, Phil Jackson, Roger Starbuck, Magic Johnson, the brilliant barbecue grill master himself, George Foreman. A pretty wealthy group of guys, right? Now for the surprises. Allen Iverson. Look, I thought he was broke, but as it turns out, he gets over $1 million a year in endorsement deals. Other former athletes include Pele and Gary Player and Sachin Tendulkar. You know, the god of cricket. That's right, the god of cricket's on the list. Way to go, Sachin. The last two names on the list are, wait for it, Gilbert Arenas and Bobby Bonilla. More on Bobby later. But first, what the heck is Gilbert Arenas doing that allows him to show up on this list anyways? Maybe Gilbert's a lobbyist for the NRA. So seriously, where is the cash coming from, Gilbert? The answer is like that Jerry Seinfeld show about nothing. That's right, Gilbert is doing nothing. Turns out the Orlando Magic are on the hook for $38 million after they decided to not bring back Arenas for the last couple years of his contract. Remember, Gilbert was at one point rising to stardom until he showed up with guns in the team that should still be called the Bullets locker room. And finally tonight, good old Bobby Bonilla showed up on the list of former athletes not from Oakland who are still cashing in. Remember when the Mets traded for Bobby? Hey, Mets fans, do you remember that? Do you remember that trade? Apparently, the Mets got so tired of Bobby that instead of suffering through a $5.9 million season, they released him and his big bat. As a result, Bobby gets $1.2 million a year until 2035. 1.2 until 2035. Hey, I thought the Mets play at Citi Field. Where was the sound financial advice on that one? That's it from the Nightly Sports Update Desk. I'm Dave Dabbah, wishing you good luck, North America.